Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Gemini, April 3, 2022. Group activities dedicated to spiritual, artistic or humanitarian pursuits could take up a lot of your time today. You could go someplace afterwards with friends, engaging in some private conversation that could prove very enlightening. It could also bring you and your friends closer together. If you feel particularly attracted to one of your friends today, there is a distinct possibility that this friendship could turn into a budding romance. Enjoy your day. Your heart wants to take aggressive action, so why hold it back with mental chatter that just doesn't seem to want to stop? Your mind is one of your strongest attributes, but at the same time, it can be one of your biggest weaknesses. Be careful of relying on your mental process too much. Move ahead with confidence and you'll relight the spark within you. People may be exploding with rage all around, and you may be asking what the big deal is. If anyone is likely to have a level head through the chaos of the day, it is you, giving you a tremendous advantage in whatever situation you find yourself. The beauty of it all is that you should be able to use these intense situations to your advantage. You understand the different sides of the issue, and you know how to make them work for you. The lunar cycle that started about 10 days ago is trying to make you aware of how important it is for you to try and blend in a bit better to your cultural environment. You are a little bit wild. You may need to try harder to integrate your ideas into the society that surrounds you. It isn't as difficult as you might think. Don't expect any comfort from your family right now. The many little annoyances you're confronted with won't make you feel better anyway. Take a positive, laid-back attitude. If you stubbornly stick to your views, conflicts will escalate and your mistakes won't be so quickly forgiven. If you are willing to compromise, everything will be fine. You need to slow down a bit and make sure you're not just letting people walk all over you. It's not like they really want to hurt you, but they may not be thinking about your feelings. One way to alleviate the stress you might feel is to approach life in a more playful way and try to brighten up your situation, but don't expect to receive too much credit for your efforts. Instead, whatever you do, you're scrutinized, your motives examined, and you find yourself having to defend all your actions. Recently, you have decided to be ill-tempered, and that might annoy those around you. They might be expecting more cooperation on your part. Where are you when people need you? From time to time, you can be a real pain in the neck. You act like an unruly child. Are you sure that you get enough time to play? Try to wrap things up as much as possible today. With the help of the 10 vibration that's in the air, you shouldn't find it too difficult. This is the time to clear your slate and to feel great about having done so. Tomorrow brings the beginning of a new cycle, and with this, you don't want to have to spend your time catching up. That is what this day is for, so have at it. Chances are, you'll have things all tucked away before you know it. Most of the time, you have no interest what's going on with your own feelings, as long as you are busy thinking about the future, or coming up with new concepts that could make this world a better place. However, today's aspects will help you to take a good look inside yourself to see if you have the qualities that will allow you to actually put all your theories and ambitions into place. Do you practice what you preach? Just having the Moon and Mercury, the planet of communication, in your communication sector at the same time is an advantage, but on the heels of yesterday's new moon, things become even more tightly aligned. While an alignment between the Sun and Mercury is empowering all your communications while allowing you to connect more authentically, the Moon aligns with the dwarf planet Eris, the warrior princess of the cosmos. It is the latter that can push through communication barriers, taking advantage of the momentum yesterday's new moon has created. As Saturn and Mars draw closer to their alignment in Aquarius, you might find that you are becoming more determined to stand your ground. In most areas of your life that is an advantage, but not so much on the relationship front. Fortunately, you not only have the Moon in your communication sector, but the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication, aligned here. Our eyes in the sky. The Aries moon forms an unbalanced aspect to action planet Mars this morning, so getting out of bed when your alarm goes off could be challenging. Thanks to a harsh aspect between Luna and Venus, you might feel weighed down or like you didn't get enough sleep last night. Try to get in some light exercise before heading to work, and avoid grabbing that extra cup of coffee. It could lead to a case of the jitters. A harsh connection between the Sun and Jupiter creates a cerebral vibe that could get the better of you, making it important that you ground yourself and focus on your breath throughout the day. Should you begin to feel overwhelmed, give yourself permission to step back and take a time out, if only for a few minutes. Luckily, the Sun receives some aid from transformative Pluto, which should help you release any unpleasant thoughts or situations that find their way to you. Watch out for breakdowns in communication when the Moon shares an off-kilter connection with communicative Mercury this afternoon. Choose your words wisely while this energy is present, and avoid getting sucked into gossip that doesn't concern you. As the day comes to a close, be mindful that you're taking a proactive approach to settling in for the evening. The Aries lunar placement can sometimes lead to insomnia or restless sleep. Just after midnight, Venus in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries, highlighting insecurities within relationships. Too much of a focus on the optical success or failure of a union can trump the valuable lessons we might learn from holding space for each other as individuals and cherishing what makes us unique and special. We may feel unseen, or at worst, ashamed, of who we are in our partnerships, potentially putting our ambitions on the back burner to prioritize mutual concerns. However, it is our individuality that drew our partners to us in the first place, and so in absence of this, all parties feel depleted, and resentments arise. Healing is possible now, but only by identifying that we feel abandoned in our relationships because we have really abandoned ourselves. Before noon, the Scorpio Sun squares Jupiter in Aquarius. We feel powerful and generous now, desirous of progress that will benefit not only ourselves, but our communities at large. However, hubris can be our downfall, creating the expectation that any plan we set in motion will be too big to fail. We might finance a cause, sign contracts, or agree to sponsor a big deal to get the ball rolling, only later to realize that we have attached our name to something that requires much more work to become legitimate. As a result, we are on the hook, required to give even more than we anticipated, making us wish that we had not invested at all. Something that seemed like a lucky break is now our albatross. If there must be an abundance of anything today, make it an abundance of caution.